Hi folks, in this tutorial we'll have a look at counting sort. We'll implement a Java program to implement counting sort, and also we'll take a look at the performance analysis of counting sort. For this I'm going to take reference of my website javainuse.com. Counting sort is an algorithm for sorting a collection of objects according to the keys that are small integers. That is, it is an integer sorting algorithm. So this algorithm can be used only when integers are involved. Let's have a look at its implementation, then we'll look at the other description. The implementation part I have broken down into 5 steps. So let's have a look at these 5 steps. At the end of these 5 steps, we'll get a sorted array using counting sort. Consider the input array to be 10, 13, 9, 15, 7 and 13. We have to sort this input array. So the first step would be we'll have to calculate the minimum and the maximum values. So in our case the minimum value will be 7 and the maximum value will be 15. So this is the code for finding the minimum and the maximum value. We iterate through the array and doing the comparisons we find the maximum and the minimum value. Our second step would be to calculate the range. The range will be the difference between the maximum and the minimum values. So it will be 15 minus 7, 8. So our range will be 8. We'll create an array named as count of size 8. So this is the code for creating the array count of size range. Our third step would be to initialize the occurrence of each element in the count array. So what do we mean by occurrence? Initialize the occurrence of each element. The element 7, it occurs once in the input array. So we'll in the count array it will have the value 1. The element 13, it occurs twice in the input array. So in the count array its value will be 2. So we have initialized the occurrences, the occurrence count of each element in the count array. This will be the code for initializing the count of each element. In the fourth step, we'll calculate the sum of the occurrences of the elements. In the previous step, we had calculated the occurrence count of each element in the count array. In this step, we'll create a new array sum count and we'll calculate the sum of the occurrences of the elements. So in this step, we add the count of each index by adding the count of the previous index. Here 7 is the first element, so its sum count will be the same as the count 1. For 8 it will be the addition of the sum count of the previous element plus its count, so it will be 1 plus 0 1. For 9 the sum count would be addition of the sum count of the previous element and its own count, so it will be 1 plus 1 2. Similarly for 10 it will be its own count plus the sum count of the previous element, so it will be 3. So in this way we have calculated the sum count array. This is the code for calculating the sum count. This is our fifth and the final step. Here we arrange the elements according to the sum count. So for the first element 10 in the unsorted array, this was the unsorted array. The first element 10, sum count is 3. So we'll place it in the third position in the array, and also we'll decrease the sum count by 1 when the element is placed in the new sorted array. So we'll first place this element 10 at the third position, and also we'll decrease the sum count of 10 by 1, so it will be 2. For the next element 13, the sum count currently it is 5, so we'll place it in the fifth position, and also we'll decrease the sum count by 1, so it will become as 4. For 9 the new sum count will be 1. For 15 the new sum count will be 5. For 7 the new sum count would be 0, and for again we have here 13. So this time we'll the sum count previously it was 5 for the first occurrence of 13. So we had placed it in the fifth position and the sum count was 4. Here again when it occurs, the sum count it is 4, so we'll again place 13 in the 4th position, and again we'll subtract 1 from the sum count, so it will become 3. So finally we get this sorted output where all the elements in the input array have been placed. This is the code for placing the elements according to the sum count. So this will be a complete code. Here we take the input array and we call the sort functionality. In the sort functionality, we first find the maximum and the minimum values. We then calculate the range. We then initialize the count occurrence of each element. We calculate the sum count, and finally we sort it according to the sum count. Let's copy this and see. Let's run this example. So here we are getting that before applying counting sort, the elements were these, and after these elements have been sorted properly. Now let's have a look at the performance analysis of counting sort. So performance analysis of counting sort, will first have a look at the time complexity. The time complexity of counting sort, it will be the complexity for initializing the occurrence of each element plus the complexity for calculating the sum of the indexes. So this complexity will be the length of the array, that will be, suppose it is n, then it will be on, and calculating the sum of the indexes will depend upon the range, that is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value, so that will be k. So this will be the time complexity on plus k for the counting sort. Let's have a look at the space complexity of counting sort. As we saw that counting sort generates an array of size range. So suppose if the range is 10,000, that is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value is 10,000, then these many buckets would be required. We would have to create an array of this size. So an incredible amount of memory will be needed to be spent if this range is large. So what is the conclusion? If the user knows in advance the input of the sequence, that is, if he knows that the input will be a permutation of these numbers, and also if the range, we know that it is not going to be much, that is the difference between the minimum and the maximum value will not be much, then it is better to use counting sort. Else it would be better to use other sorting algorithms. Hope you have understood this tutorial. Thanks.